folks. Just chopped one of my nails off, y'all. It's my real nail. No, for better or for worse. Hey guys, are you guys coming in for the, as you guys are coming in, for the replay viewers, go ahead and heart it up, heart it up, heart it up. See some hearts on today. Don't be stingy with the heart part. Yay. So glad you guys are joining and catching out the replay. So as you guys are coming in, hearting it up, want to encourage you guys to share if you feel led to share on today. Hey Gay Dennis, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is your first time. Welcome, first timer. Thank you for coming through the gate with the heart party. I appreciate you. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. I will be talking about today five things that you must do to set and achieve your goals as we move into 2017. I mentioned it before and I'm going to say it again. Over 92% of the people that set goals every year, they don't achieve them, which is just crazy. Crazy, right? Hey Sandra, hey Yoshi, is it Yoshi? Thank you so much for inviting your followers. You are awesome. Thank you. So listen, let me introduce myself for those who don't know me or maybe checking me out for the first time. My name is Jill Bullock, and I am extremely passionate about equipping folks in the kingdom to catch their whole life, everything from their mission to their mate. I want to help you to create the life that you love today so you can attract healthy, happy love that leads to lasting marriage. And the whole thing about creating the life that you love is so important, so you can experience maximum fulfillment in your life. And when you start creating a life that you love, you will attract other people around you that's doing the same thing, and we're just gonna have a good time. All right, if you about that having a good time, you need to tap the screen, because that's what I do. I believe in having fun, whether I'm at work, whether I'm at a conference, no matter where I am. I just believe that we should be living every day as if it's our last day, because we don't know when will be the last day. We don't know when our dates are going to be numbered. Okay, she's giving me a phonetic spelling. Thank you so much. Shandria? I don't know if I still don't know if I got that. I apologize if I didn't get that. But I saw Kwashanda. Thank you so much for inviting your followers. You are awesome. All right, you guys. Are you guys ready for the tips? Are you guys ready for the tips? If you're ready, say ready. If you're ready, say ready. Okay, good. Thank you. All right, you guys. So number one, and I'm just gonna share a little bit with you about my own story and some of the things I've done, because one thing I know, there's really some power in setting goals. Hey man of God, JW, how are you? There's really powers in setting goals. And what I've been saying is, whether it comes to your life or whether it comes to relationships, you want to be very intentional about this thing. So the first thing I'm going to tell you, and if I can just be real honest, I haven't always done this. And I'm betting that many of you guys haven't always done this, right? Thank you. With no lenses. Thank you. You guys must consult God before moving out on anything. Let's go ahead and just type that down. Before you decide that you want to write that book, before you decide that you're going to take this man as your boyfriend, before you decide that you're going to make this girl your girlfriend, before you decide to introduce this person to your children, before you decide to go buy another car, before you decide, listen, before, can somebody type before? Can somebody type before? I just want to stress the importance that before you go out and do anything, set any goals, you need to go ahead and consult with the Father and pray and ask God to give you guidance about this thing, to give you discernment about how to move forward in that situation, because oftentimes God will give you the direction. Okay, what? Man of God, email me. Hey Jennifer, how are you? Can somebody type my email? Is jillandtreal@detourmovement.com. Jill, JILLANDTREAL @detourmovement.com. All right, email me. So listen, I want you guys to make sure I'm doing good, Jennifer. I'm so glad you're in the room with us, one of my super fans. Listen, consult God. Consult God, consult God. Make sure you're asking him for direction. You're being specific. You're asking him to honor your steps, and he'll provide you clarity, and he'll give you a way to move out, right? And so that way, when you move out, you're going to move out in confidence. You can move out and you won't have to second guess yourself. You won't have to change your mind or any of that. You can just say, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm going, I'm going. And you can do it in a bold, radical way. And that's how you want to move out on any goal you have for your life and for your relationships. you gotta heart it up. That's how people get super fans. You gotta heart it up. I be on people's scope like giving 1,000,000 hearts. Thank you, Kashonda. Thank you. So earlier this year, even, you guys, I knew we needed to do something different with how we were, our mission, and how we were serving people within Detour movement, but I wasn't exactly sure what we were going to do. I wasn't sure. And what I started to seek God and say, Lord, give me clarity. I can look to my left and see what such and such is doing. I can look to my right, but I knew that God had created this organization for a purpose. He created it for community, for women, for us to renew our minds so we can transform our life. But how did I put that in a clear and concise way to be clear about our mission and how we serve people? And God just gave me the inspiration for the ABCs and the triple Ds. Some of you guys may be familiar with that. That's the A is for accountability. I said, you know what? We need to create an environment for women that they will be held accountable. If you have a community, what good does a community do for you if they cannot hold you accountable to your best self? If they're not holding you accountable to the best version of who God created you to be, what value added are they bringing to the table? Okay, so we knew that we needed to create an infrastructure that allows for accountability. That was the A. And the B was for boundaries. We knew that in this season that our women and men of God, well, the community is really for women, but men, you guys are welcome to hang out here. I'm just telling this as an example of how God inspired me about Detour Movement Organization. So be in terms of boundaries. We know it's so important for you all to have boundaries in your life, and it's so important for you to have boundaries in your relationships. The lack of boundaries is what often lead people to a lot of issues. It leads people into financial debt. It leads people into getting fired from their job because they're being late or because they're not, adhering to their breaks. Boundaries is the things that cause you to be stressed out and cause you to be frustrated. It cause you to put too many things on your plate and you can't handle them all. Listen, we understood that boundaries are so important. Boundaries is the thing that when you're trying to abstain for Jesus, as we used to call it A4J, you're trying to live a life of purity, is boundaries that is going to keep you protected. Is boundary that's going to keep your eye gates and your ear gates from being receptive to all kind of negativity and toxicity that may be out there. Okay, so it's boundaries. So we knew that we want to have boundaries. The Praying Woman article. What about the Praying Woman article? Somebody asked me where I'm from. I'm in the DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. So important. So important. Because somebody type boundaries. You must have boundaries. So that's why, God inspired me to say, have those boundaries. And then we wanted to see that represent Christ somehow, right? Because our organization was founded on that. Our organization is founded on Romans 12, 1 and 2. So when I was praying and asking God to inspire me and to kind of give me direction about the organization, he said, you got to keep Christ in it. He was very clear about that. He said, you got to keep Christ in it, in order for this thing to go. He said, don't try to take Christ out of it. So I knew the C had to be something around Christ. So I said, hey, how about this? How about we conquer challenges through Christ? And so that's what God inspired me to write that. And so that was the ABCs. And then we went on to the triple Ds. All this was God inspired because I did what? I consulted God. So then God said, okay, with the Ds is going to be development. You guys have always stood for development, helping people develop into the next version of who they are, developing in their spiritual growth, developing in just, in every area of their life. And then the next thing was discipleship. We want to make sure that we disciple you guys. We don't say, listen, we believe in duplication. We believe that not only is you want to come and get a good word from me or come and get a good word from a Treal and sit out our feet, we think that's great, but you're going to be able to go out and be a disciple of men and be a fisher of men and be able to spread the word. And lastly, but definitely not least, we understand And God inspired this for me. He said discipline. He said the woman of God needs discipline in the season. So the next thing that you need to stand for is discipline, so people can have the habits, the routines, and everything they need to be successful in their life and in their relationships. All this, guys, was inspired because I decided to consult God. I didn't know where that stuff was coming from. You know, it was just me being obedient, and God was able to direct my path. Okay, you guys, if you guys haven't already, go ahead and share. I'm going to encourage you to share the scope. Share the scope. I'm going over, and we're just on number one. I have a little more time today. Yesterday I had to kind of rush, but today I'm going to take my time and go over this. So the first thing I'm telling you is consult God. Number one. That's what the first thing. Before you start going and trying to achieve any goal or aspiration, let me see what God has to say about this. Okay, number two. You need to have, once you do that, God is going to give you some clarity around that, right? And so you should be getting that. If you still feel like you're struggling, you consulted God, you're praying, and you still don't feel any revelation or whatever the case may be, I want to encourage you to look at your pain and look at the things you're passionate about to help you decide what your goals are. Okay? That will give you some clarity. Hey, Kay Macmillan, how are you? Is that Crystal from South Carolina? I'm not sure if it is. Hey, so glad you're joining. So look at that, and that will give you some insight on your purpose. Also, look at, in terms of relationship goals, okay, I need you guys to look at what type of person that you desire to have in your life. Oh, Karen from Charlotte. Okay, awesome. You know, what type of person do you desire to have in your life? You need to get some clarity on what that is, because the truth of the matter is, if you don't know what that person looks like in terms of deed, in terms of attitude, you might know what he looked like on the outside, but let me tell you, that's not enough. He can be fine as wine on the outside, but can be broken in the inside. Yes, men are dealing with brokenness as well. Men deal with brokenness as well. Men deal with control issues, you know, along the way. And this is really for both men and women. You need to know what you're looking for, you know, in that partner. So when you see them, you will be able to identify them. So I need you to know your purpose and your preference. That's number two, actually. Know your purpose and your preference. Okay, can somebody type down the screen for me? I'm going to say it for the third time. I'm going to need you to know your purpose, right, when it comes to your life goals. And when it comes to your mate, I'm going to need you to know your preference. Okay, so important. Yes, Kushonda, because you can imagine, how can you say I'm looking for a man of God or whatever, my man of God is gonna find me, and you don't even know what he looks like. You don't even know what you prefer. You don't know what you like. You don't know what you dislike. And oftentimes that's the case. We don't have a clue what we like or we don't like, because we just kind of have been dealing with what we've been dealt, rather than, you know, taking an offer and deciding I'm going to accept or reject your offer, right? You just don't take what people dish out to you. Somebody make a gesture to you, they're making an offer to you, you accept and refuse. You can accept or refuse that offer. You just don't have to take that. You don't just have to accept that person because that's the only person coming to your door. I'm happy for you. Continue to do that. Hey, Raymond girl. Hey, Demetria. Krishanda, continue to do that. Continue to stay in your word. Continue to stay connected to God and keep your boundaries. And yes, I'm happy for you. And let me say this, Krishanda. Regardless of the outcome of that relationship, hey Liz, don't get too over caught up with the outcome of that relationship, Krishanda. I encourage you to just enjoy every moment along the way. Enjoy every day, every moment, every date. Just embrace it for the current moment, for what it is right now. And I'm telling you, a lot of times you'll be better off than sometimes women get so caught up in the end result. And I don't want you to do that. It sounds like you're doing really good. Hey, Lady D, how are you? Welcome. I haven't seen you in so long, Lady D. Thank you for coming through. All right, you guys. So we number two. Let me catch y'all up since y'all coming in the room. One, we said consult God. You guys got to go back and look at the details on that. Number two, we said know your purpose and your preference. Okay. Number three, and these are just practical things, and it's things that we may know, but there's a difference between knowing something and doing something, right? We can know what's right to do, but just because we know what's right to do don't mean that we actually do it. Thank you for the heart party, the beautiful purple hearts that match your purple dress on your pit. Thank you, Demetria. Listen, thank you for the red hearts. Okay, you guys. So knowing and doing is two different things. Number three. Write it down. Write it down. You already know. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Honestly, up until about a year or two ago, I have never been a fan of writing to-do lists. I didn't write to-do lists, to-done lists, or any other lists that you want to talk about. I was not writing them. I didn't believe in doing that. However, Tiffany's not here with us today. I know Tiffany was one of the folks that went through the 21-day Fabulous Life Challenge last year. And during that time, I started to say, you know what, let me take some time to write out what some of my goals are and the things I want to do, and make sure each day, actually I was doing it every day, you know, so I can get some intention and make sure I didn't get distracted, because there's so many competing priorities. And sometimes if you don't write it down, how do you know what to do? You know, I know I want to eat healthy. Okay, I know I want to do X, Y, Z, but it really wasn't until I started writing them down daily, and it wasn't until like I focused on one goal at a time, and that kind of gets it to the next thing, that I started to see the level of success that I wanted to receive. So listen, you guys already know in the Word of God, it says, write the vision, make it plain. It talks about that in Habakkuk 2:2-3. And it also says, although the vision tarries, wait for it. But I want to encourage you, and we're actually going to be having a goal setting workshop coming up. And in that workshop, we're going to really be, and that's actually kind of go to number 4, because number 4 is break them down. We're going to be writing down your goals, and we're going to be breaking them down. But yes, we want to write down what are your goals for next year. Yeah. We want to do that. But we also want to say, okay, how are we going to break this down? Because you may have things that you want to do, but guess what? Next year may not be the year. Let me say that again. You probably have a gazillion goals. You probably, Demetri, I know you got about 15 to 20 books in you at least. Well, it's not realistic for you to do all 15 to 20 of them books next year. So we're going to have to see, after you consult God, you know what your purpose and preferences is in this season, right? Then we can write it down and get very specific about what book you should be writing right now, right? Which should you be pursuing right now? Many of you guys have a desire, and it's a desire that you shall not be ashamed of, to be married. However, that may not be a goal that some of you guys are pursuing in 2017. Let me just be frank. Some of you guys are going to be pursuing a goal of healing. Some of you guys are going to be pursuing a goal of financial, getting out of financial debt. And we're going to be saying we're not going to be trying to accomplish 25 goals in 1 year. We're going to break it down. We're going to have realistic goals. We're going to have, specific goals. And we're going to number and limit those goals. And you can have vision out for 10 years or longer, right? I generally go no more than 10 years. You can have that vision out for 10 years. And we may have it, say, I'm going to write 2 books a year for the next 10 years or however. You may not have the exact topics and everything. But for this year, 2017, we're going to get very specific. And we're going to write down things for this year that God's calling you to do right now. Right now. Okay, you guys. Now working, we'll see if it works out, but I'm seeing if we can actually get a workbook to complement. We already have an electronic workbook. That's going to happen. But I want to see if we can get the workbook in print, which will be an upgrade, a premium thing if we can get the workbook in print. But I know for myself, I would love to have it. I create my own workbook. I just print them out, and I've been, printing out a bunch of these papers every day to keep up with my goals and stuff. But I said, you know what, it'd be nice to have it in the workbook. It'll be nice to have it in the workbook. So we're going to see if we can get it done in time to get that in the workbook printed, so you can just carry that in your purse with you, and you pretty much have your life goal plans right there, like at the drop of a dime. How cool is that? Is that cool? Is that cool? That's cool. That's cool. Listen. Okay, I kind of got into number 4, which was we need to break these goals down. Break it down, and break it down some more, right? And not try to, okay, you want to write a book, and you want the book to be 50,000 words. Obviously, you're not going to sit down in one session and write all 50,000 words. You're just not going to do that. It's just not going to happen. You may say, however, okay, I'm going to write for 10 days, I'm going to write 5,000 words in 10 days. That's possible. Very possible. Okay? Aggressive but possible. So we help you break those goals down into smaller milestones so you can achieve them more easily. And I'm just using a book. It could be various things. Even like I said, when it comes to the relationship, some of you guys may not be nowhere near being into a relationship. Some of you guys may be a divorcee. Some of you guys may still be in a marriage that's in the process of divorce. Some of you guys just may be hurt and just got out of a breakup, or just may not be emotionally ready to get into a relationship. So maybe in 2017, that may not be your goal. It definitely probably won't be your goal for the first quarter and not for the second quarter. It may be something more in the third quarter that you'll open yourself up to dating. But the thing is, again, as I mentioned before, and I'm going to say it again, the problem is not having relationship goals. The problem is the lack of relationship goals. Can somebody type that on the screen for me? The problem is not that you have relationship goals. The problem is the lack of relationship goals. Number five is having a system and a process to track them. Having a system and a process to track your goals is so important. That's what keeps you on point. And like I mentioned, I always write down. I like to write down each day what my goals are. You know, I don't do it every single day, but I do it quite a bit. I do it quite a bit. If I had that workbook though, that's why I'm like, dang, I need to get a workbook. If I had a workbook, I think it would make so much easier for me to do it every single day, because the days that I do it is so much productive than the days that I don't. Because the days I don't, it get hijacked, you know. And I heard Sarah said, and I think it's so true. Some of you guys may know Sarah from Trinidad. She was mentioning that successful people, and it's so true, successful people control their day. Their day does not control them. And if you find yourself sometimes where you are being subject to being controlled by your day, that means you're out of control, and that means you're not being successful because you're not getting accomplished the things that you know are important to you to get accomplished. And I'm going to throw in a bonus. As you guys get prepared and start to think about what you're going to be doing for next year, I want you to start thinking about what's the 3 top things that you should be doing in your life and in your ministry, in your job, on your professional job and in ministry. What is the top 3 things that you should be doing? Nobody else can do it. You can't delegate it. You know, this has provided me so much clarity and helped me to focus my time and energy, because oftentimes we are tired, overwhelmed, overstretched, and all these things because we're spending a lot of time and energy in places that we shouldn't be doing it. We shouldn't be putting our time and energy. Hey there, Personal Vibes, how are you? So I'm pretty much wrapped up. I'll go back over it just to give a recap. If you guys haven't already, I want to encourage you to share. I'm going to introduce myself one more time, give a recap, and we'll go from there. So if you are on for the first time, also let me know. So my name is Joe Bullock, and I'm extremely passionate about helping folks to catch their whole life, everything from their mission to their mate. That's what I do. I prepare and position you to have the life that you love right now, to create it so you can attract healthy, happy love that leads to lasting marriage. If you haven't already, go ahead and share this broadcast. And I believe many people are going to be blessed by it on today. So you guys, I just wanted to drop in and share that. Let me go back over it really quick. If you got any first timers, let me know if you're a first timer. So the first thing I said is consult God, number 1. This is 5 keys, or 5 things. Oh, sorry, you guys, give me a second. 5 things that you need in order to set and achieve your goals in life and relationships. So consult God is number 1. Know your purpose and your preference. Number 3, write it down. Number 4, break them down. And number 5, have a system. Okay? Real easy. Consult with God. Know your purpose and your preference. Write them down. Break down your goals. And have a process. So tomorrow, we will continue with power of prayer. And we'll go from there. So you all, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you're following this broadcast. Until next time, be blessed. Have a good day. Hey, I Speak Truth. We just finished up. I encourage you to go back and watch the replay. Thank you for coming in. Hey, oh, that's Deborah. Hey. Thank you for the heart party. Hey. Come back in and watch the replay. Talk to you soon.